Great, guys! I wasn't expecting anything from this stage, and you bring home a podium place? Well done! Great, guys! I wasn't expecting anything from this stage, and you bring home a podium place? Well done, lads. You rode a very good stage today, finishing in the top 5, even though the stage didn't... Hi guys, let's start the briefing for this stage. The profile is special, with one major difficulty.
Hello everyone! A great name awaits the riders today, La Planche des Belles Filles. Although this climb only recently appeared on the routes of the Tour, it has nevertheless become mythical. All those who claimed victory upon it have won the Tour de France at least once.
There's an acceleration.
If one of the big favourites for the Tour tries to escape, his direct rivals will get their teammates to ride. This is why the big players wait for the end before attacking.
It's not over. There's a counter-attack.
One minute for the breakaway. It's looking good.
The breakaway threatens the overall standings. He's decided to get his guys to put their foot down.
He's a puncher, at home on hilly terrain.
Watch out! You'll soon have no more energy to attack.
His best chance of victory is to try a breakaway from far out.
The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed. The peloton is starting to ride behind you. It looks like he doesn't want yet another rider at the head of the race. Don't waste too much energy now. His teammates are hunting down the counterattack.
Here's a good puncher. You must keep a close eye on him on short climbs. The breakaway can't widen the gap.
I'll take it easy on the relay.
Watch out for him. He's a real puncher who can come out on top on any finish with a short climb. But he can also rely on a good turn of speed if there's a group finish. The time gap between the peloton and the escapees is stationary.
His teammates are riding hard. He must find the situation dangerous with so many riders who've broken away. He's the best placed in the overall standings amongst those at the head of the race. He retakes the virtual lead of the overall standings. He won't have been out of his jersey for long. You must constantly try to shelter from the wind so as not to consume energy. This is what allows a rider to edge clear at the end of the race. If it continues like this, it's not a stage that will go down in history. The peloton has reached the intermediate sprint. is the winner of the intermediate sprint.
The yellow jersey is caught up with the head of the race. Another acceleration at the head of the peloton.
His teammates are taking things in hand behind the breakaway. The guys with you are upping the tempo. They're going to try to manage the time gap. Collective fall. It may create gaps. We've taken control of the overall standings. Great stuff. Keep it up. His teammates are managing the time gap to allow you no more of a lead. Probably with their eye on the overall standings. I'll take it easy on the relay. The yellow jersey is 1 minute 30 away from you.
Bravo les gars, c'est bien.
They're riding hard behind. This isn't the moment to relax.
He's a very good puncher. He's rather limited in the mountains and his top speed is not really a reliable asset. The next King of the Mountains summit is ranked as a third category. Only the first two riders over the top will score points towards the best climber classification.
You are 2 kilometers from the summit. Watch your opponents.
The breakaway is increasing its lead over the yellow jersey, but there's no worry as it contains no big guns for the overall standings.
Reduce speed a bit, otherwise you'll hit the wall. Everyone is riding hard. Stay well placed.
Allez, vas-y, continue, continue.
You're the biggest threat to the yellow jersey at the front of the race.
There will be 2 and 1 point for the mountain standings.
He asked his teammates to maintain the tempo. He must feel on form today. Here's the positions over the last climb. He's being left behind. It's good news for the overall standings. His team is riding for the overall standings. The front of the race will struggle to widen the gap. Okay, I'll protect him. For now, he's the virtual yellow jersey.
The breakaway increases its lead on the yellow jersey group.
We are the virtual leaders of the white jersey standings. Good. Keep it up. We're professional leaders. Come on. Keep at it. The yellow jersey was in danger, but he's once again leading the overall standings. He's got his teammates riding because in front there's a rider who's dangerous to him in the overall standings. His team is riding for the overall standings. The front of the race will struggle to widen the gap. We're approaching the final climb. Be well positioned as it's a short climb. You can't afford to give away any time.
He's attacking. The final ascent is 6 kilometers with an average gradient of 8.5%. But the summit is the most daunting. The last 300 meters are at more than 15%. We're off, with a lead rider starting the climb of the Planche de Belleville. Watch out, there's an attack at the head of the peloton. Acceleration at the front of the peloton. No falling asleep.
Only 5 kilometers left for the race leaders.
Besides the stage win, whoever arrives first at the top will also score 10 points for the mountain classification. The yellow jersey group is 1 minute from the head of the race. The lead rider has 30 seconds on the favourites. 30 seconds between the breakaway and the yellow jersey.
You have 30 seconds lead on the yellow jersey. Try to manage things so that you don't blow up before the line.
Come on, Richie, go,
At just under 3 kilometers from the summit, and with less than 30 seconds on his pursuers, the outcome is still not sure for the man in front. Only 2 kilometers left.
He's attacking. Whatever you do, don't let him build a lead.
The red pennant is in sight for the front of the race. Riders will have to keep something in reserve for the last 300 meters because the slope is over 15%.
Breakaway is 1 kilometer from the finishing line. Reduce speed a bit, otherwise you'll hit the wall.
On dirait.
Today's result is most unsatisfactory. If things had gone our way, I reckon that we could have got into the top 5. Hi guys, let's start the briefing for this stage. The main thing to grasp today is that the route is flat and without any difficulties. But be on your guard as the wind can lead to bordures. You'll have to be on your guard and not get caught out, because this is the sort of...
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. The sprinters will certainly have dissected and analysed the route in order to work out the scenario for this stage, but they'd better beware. If everything does point towards a mass sprint finish, the road's exposed to the wind on the approaches to Troyes. Could provide some surprises.
The breakaway threatens the overall standings. He's decided to get his guys to put their foot down. The breakaway is widening the gap. It's good for us since we've got a guy up front.
The time gap between the peloton and the breakaway is decreasing.
His teammates have already started the pursuit, no doubt aiming for a sprint finish. We're the best placed of the breakaway for the green jersey.
Attack at the head of the peloton.
The breakaway is widening the gap. It's good for us since we've got a guy up front.
Watch out for him. He's a real puncher who can come out on top on any finish with a short climb. But he can also rely on a good turn of speed if there's a group finish.
If you don't take more relays, you will disrupt the breakaway, and you'll have no chance of going all the way. doesn't seem to want to let you have more of a lead, and his teammates are pushing hard. It's going to be a game of cat and mouse. It is important to relay a minimum during a breakaway, so that everyone agrees to cooperate. But be careful not to do too much in order to save some strength for the finish. To target the overall standings, do not strain yourself during flat stages, in order to keep the maximum in reserve for when the mountains come around. First riders are 2 kilometers from the climb. Here's the positions over the last climb. Change at the top of the provisional general standings. The leader's team will have to make its mark. Flat stages. Little wonder that they're not shown in their entirety on TV. I'll take it easy on the relay.
Laissez rien les gars. Allez, allez, vite.
The gap is increasing. We don't need to ride for now. There's nobody dangerous for us in the breakaway. The head of the race is 5 kilometers from the intermediate sprint. His teammates are accelerating. They're no doubt readying the intermediate sprint. His teammates have positioned themselves at the head of the peloton. They will no doubt manage the gap so as to finish in a sprint. He is no longer the provisional yellow jersey. He's got his team riding to set up a sprint finish. This is not the time to hang around at the back of the peloton. The first riders are 2 kilometers from the climb. His teammates are riding to protect the jersey.
Okay, but give me time to move up a bit. I'm not well placed.
He's got his team riding to set up a sprint finish. This is not the time to hang around at the back of the peloton. Watch out. You're not going to be able to keep up this pace for very long. You risk a blow-up. Watch out, guys, because in 10 or so kilometers, the roads will be wide open and the wind could have its say. Stay well up front to avoid being caught by a bordure. The riders up front still have something left. They're upping the pace to try to hold out till the end. Last kilometer, you've got to sprint!
We had no real ambitions for the classification of this stage. The least that can be said is you didn't prove me wrong. Hi guys, let's start the briefing for this stage. The main thing to grasp today is that the route is flat and without any difficulties. We had no real ambitions for the classification of this stage. The least that can be said is you didn't prove me wrong. Hi guys, let's start the briefing for this stage. Today's route is hilly and a leg breaker. Perfect for attacking, which should suit the punches, and an opportunity.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Predictions are wide open for this stage, entirely ridden through the roads of the Jura. If the terrain immediately excludes the sprinters from any hope of a stage win, it is not selective enough to be certain that the general classification favourites would go on the offensive. It's up to the baroudeurs to seize their chance. Attack! Watch out! He's aiming for the polka dot jersey.
The breakaway riders are increasing the gap. They are not dangerous for the overall standings. We can let them go. The breakaway threatens the overall standings. He's decided to get his guys to put their foot down.
The first king of the mountain summit is classified as a Category 3. There will be 2 points and 1 point to be scored at the top.
Here's the positions over the last climb. The breakaway riders are increasing the gap. They are not dangerous for the overall standings. We can let them go. In the leading group, he's the best placed on the points classification. This stage must be a part of his objectives, because his teammates are already managing the time gap. There's not much going on. Isn't there someone who wants to liven up the race with an attack?
The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them.
The breakaway is upping the tempo at the head of the race. It doesn't intend to be caught up that easily. King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group.
There's movement at the front of the peloton. The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them.
The gap is widening. No need to panic, guys. There's nobody dangerous for the overall standings. The breakaway is unlikely to go all the way, guys. Watch out for counter moves. His teammates are accelerating. They're no doubt readying the intermediate sprint. He's been dropped. The stage is too much for him. The riders up front still have something left. They're upping the pace to try to hold out till the end. He's got his teammates riding because in front there's a rider who's dangerous to him in the overall standings.
Allez les gars, courage! Courage les gars!
The gap is growing. Don't worry. They're not well placed in the overall standings. The breakaway is unlikely to go all the way, guys. Watch out for counter moves.
The riders are beginning the ascent of the Monte de la Combe de l'Aïsia-les-Molunes, a 13-kilometre climb which will be decisive for the stage victory, its summit being located 10 kilometres from the finish.
Allez les gars, courage!
He's asked his teammates to chase you down because you're dangerous for the overall standing. You're going to have to try and hold out.
"30 seconds lead for the head of the race.
Collective fall. It may create gaps.
Allez, courage les gars!
Watch out for him. He's a real puncher who can come out on top on any finish with a short climb. But he can also rely on a good turn of speed if there's a group finish. First over the King of the Mountains summit does not mean, however, that victory is assured. The road linking the top to the finishing line has several false flats that could cause blow-ups. He's trying to get out of the peloton. Watch out!
Five kilometers for the breakaway. It should have enough of a lead for the stage victory. He takes the virtual lead of the overall standing. Attack! For the moment, leave control to the Yellow Jerseys team.
We'll have to keep something in reserve if we want to get away in the final kilometers. Only 3 kilometers left. Victory will come down to a sprint.
Attack! Watch out, lads! This is dangerous for us! Last kilometer! You've got to sprint!
Well done, guys. It's a nice podium place today. I was expecting to see you towards the front, but not necessarily on the podium. Once again, well done.